Tonight on Love Live at 6, Belize receives its first migrant under the Safe Third Country Agreement with the United States. The Joint Public Accounts Committee calls for an Auditor General review of the government's SmartStream system. The University of Belize School of Medicine moves closer to regional accreditation with support from U.S. medical institutions. Belize takes passport and vital statistics services directly to the diaspora in South Florida. The Caribbean Court of Justice clears the way for Jeremy Enriquez's redistricting appeal to proceed. BEL implements load shedding after Mexico warns of possible power supply constraints. And a High Court judge sentences Shaquille Pereira to life imprisonment for the Christmas Eve murder of Darnell Puerto. Stay tuned for these stories and more in tonight's newscast.
Introducing GrowWatt, a global leader in distributed energy solutions, delivering innovative solar technology trusted around the world. Engineered for reliability, designed for sustainability, built to power every scenario, powering homes, empowering businesses, creating a smarter energy future for Belize. For residential hybrid systems that maximize energy independence, to homes across Belize benefiting from smarter, more efficient power management. GrowWatt off-grid solar storage solutions bring dependable electricity to locations beyond the traditional power grid, providing clean, reliable energy whenever and wherever it is needed. For businesses, GrowWatt delivers powerful commercial and industrial energy solutions that help reduce operating costs while improving energy security, including proven installations right here in Belize, helping businesses operate efficiently with dependable solar energy systems. As transportation evolves, GrowWatt EV charging solutions help power the future with clean energy. Need power on the move? GrowWatt portable solar power solutions provide flexible energy for construction sites, events, emergency applications, and temporary installations. GrowWatt delivers energy-smart solutions for a greener future. Distributed in Belize by Lano Supplies, 112 Ranchita Village, Corozal Town.
Easy, accessible, safe, yours. Digi Wallet, easy, accessible, safe, yours.
The success of my business means a lot to my family, especially my brother, because I'm continuing his legacy, making butterfly art collages. It was very hard for me to receive payments. I had to go directly to meet the person I'm purchasing from and who I'm selling to receive payment. Because I opened my business account with Atlantic Bank, now I can make and receive payments online, and this has made my job much easier.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Ida Belizean. Of course, I will make sure the place clean, especially the places then where we treasure.
Ida Belizean. Of course, I have a bag for my garbage in my car.
Ida Belizean. Of course, I believe that all of we should do for we part to protect the environment.
Ida Belizean. Of course, I teach my picnic from small enough to throw garbage on the ground.
Ida Belizean. Of course, on and off the court. We unite as a team to keep Belize clean.
As Belizeans, let's trash the habit and not the beauty.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
Pelican is more than just brewed in Belize. It's made of Belize. And being made of Belize means being authentic, unique, and proud. This is what that looks like. Pelican, the beer of Belize. There are many stories to be shared about what it means to be made of Belize. Join Belican in celebrating our Belizean heritage by sharing your unique story. A few of these stories will be selected to be produced into Belican Made of Belize videos. Those chosen will receive Belican beer for a year and will be invited to join us during production. Let's tell the stories of what it means to be made of Belize. Please send us a WhatsApp message at 630-6519 or email us at madeofbelize@skz.bz.
Good evening, Belize, and welcome to Love Live at 6 with your news for tonight. I am Tamar Jones. Belize has officially received its first migrant under the country's Safe Third Country Agreement with the United States. Love News has confirmed that a 41-year-old Haitian national arrived in Belize on Friday, marking the first transfer under the bilateral arrangement signed between the two countries last October. Initial information received by Love News suggested that 3 Haitian nationals were expected to arrive. However, the latest information indicates that only 1 individual was transferred. Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Oscar Arnold, today confirmed the arrival and explained that the transfer was carried out through a coordinated effort involving several government agencies. Arnold said the process included immigration, security, and administrative checks to ensure the individual met all requirements established under the agreement.
We were set to receive 3 persons under the Safe Third Countries Agreement that was signed earlier this year. On Friday, we had the first individual come through that program of Haitian nationality, and he landed in Belize. He's a male Haitian national that went through the processes. We weren't given much details. One had opted to be returned to their country, and the other person signaled to the authorities that he would make one last legal attempt to try to extend his stay in the country where he's at, or at the facility where he's at. That is as much information that we received on the other two individuals. Part of the process for a Safe Third Country program is that we have to be advised in excess of 72 hours of the individuals that they plan to send, their travel documents, medical certificate, any police checks that were done by the sending countries, and then we have our relevant authorities vet and look at these individuals before we give the okay for these individuals to be sent to Belize. The individual arrived on the flight, border management, immigration, collaborated in making sure that the transfer was a success. And from there, then the refugee department, the refugee arm of the UNHCR then takes over because they go into that program. They house them. They have the finances through the refugee program that they will use to house and to basically provide food and shelter for these individuals.
The Safe Third Country Agreement, formerly known as the Agreement for Cooperation regarding the examination of protected requests, was signed on October 20, 2025 by Minister of Foreign Affairs Francis Fonseca and U.S. Charge d'Affaires Catherine Beamer. Under the agreement, Belize may accept certain third country nationals transferred from the United States who wish to seek humanitarian protection. According to CEO Arnold, in recent months, Belize had exercised its right under the agreement to reject several proposed transfers after they did not meet the country's requirements.
Under the program, there are some specific guidelines. Obviously, the program is open to all the countries under the agreement, CARICOM nationals, members in the CARICOM area, and this individual, Haiti, forms a part of that, and so that is the reason why they're here. They will be processed through, like I said, the UNHCR refugee program, and eventually, after they've completed going through the program and any normalcy that is there, they will apply for asylum. And again, that application will come through to the Belizean authorities, and they will look at that on a case-by-case basis. And from there, then it would move on to the instances that you described earlier, where they would then get some level of normalization, and then they can apply for some of these services.
Are we limited to how many migrants we accept annually under this program? And are there any other processes or requests happening at this time for more arrivals?
To my knowledge, we received other requests previous to this one, and we denied on specific grounds. As the receiving country, we have the responsibility to do our vetting, and then we also have to agree to accept the individual. That is explicitly written into the agreement. And so prior to Friday, that was the last request that we have received. We haven't received any since, but only a couple of days have passed. And as far as how long or how many, that again would depend on the refugee program run through UNHCR and the funding that they have available there, because they would also have to sustain these individuals for a period of months. And so that would depend basically on their program and their funding.
Government officials have previously stressed that the agreement contains strict eligibility criteria, including nationality restrictions, comprehensive security screening, and other safeguards designed to protect Belize's national interests. They have also emphasized that no individual considered a threat to public safety will be accepted under the arrangement. Belize joined several other countries, including Panama, Costa Rica, Paraguay, and St. Kitts and Nevis, in implementing migration cooperation arrangements with the United States, while Canada has maintained its own Safe Third Country agreement with the U.S. since 2004. The Joint Public Accounts Committee, JPAC, is calling for the Office of the Auditor General to conduct a comprehensive review of the government's SmartStream financial management system. The request was among the key decisions announced following the committee's 8th meeting of the 14th parliamentary session held on July 9 at the National Assembly in Belmopan. According to the committee, the Auditor General is being asked to examine SmartStream's effectiveness, reliability, governance, internal controls, data integrity, reporting capabilities, and the extent to which the system supports compliance with Belize's public finance laws. Love News spoke with JPAC Chairman Godwin Haylock, who says the committee's request reflects its responsibility to ensure the country's public financial system remain transparent, accountable, and effective. Speaking with the media at Friday's protest, Haylock spoke on the issuance of contracts to family members, whilst welcoming the idea of the Central Procurement Unit that Prime Minister Bersenio had indicated.
And I think no party has given an official policy that will mandate right on nepotism, but for me, I will tell you, you can hold me to it, that I don't believe that no immediate family should be afforded a special opportunity just because I'm here, you will get that break. Not at all. That time needs to come to an end. Those who have their business and vie for it must go through a public, open, transparent system. It's time that all Belizeans fight for it if you want to get value with government contracts.
Again, if I consider that this Central Procurement Unit, where the Prime Minister is saying that people can access now that electronic portal and see who gets paid, do you think that will work in the benefit of the public, or do you see loopholes from now?
Well, everything man has created, man has also found a loophole first. So I won't say that there won't be loopholes, but I think it's a direction in the right direction. So I'm definitely supportive of opening up so that the public can view contracts, can view payments, and there's no need for us to be breaking down contracts. Create a law. More than creating a higher threshold to avoid the contractor general, create a law that everybody must go to the contractor general, make it more easier to do. And that's I think will make the government be more streamlined, more efficient, and I think the public will be more pleased with that type of result. I do believe that there must be a cap, and if the cap is increased to 20,000, let's say, or 30,000 or 50,000, everything above that a contract is signed must go through it. You can't avoid it by breaking it up in three. The time for that has to come to an end now.
In addition to requesting the SmartStream review, the committee announced that its members will participate in a 3-day capacity building and technical assistance program from July 27 to 29. The training, facilitated by the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association with technical support from the Canadian Audit and Accountability Foundation, will focus on strengthening the committee's oversight role, interpreting audit reports, conducting public hearings, and improving parliamentary practice. Haylock says the training will further equip committee members with the knowledge and tools needed to effectively scrutinize public expenditure and uphold accountability. The University of Belize School of Medicine is finalizing its submission to secure provisional accreditation from the Caribbean Accreditation Authority for Education in Medicine and Other Health Professions, or CAAMHP. As part of that effort, representatives from the University of Belize, UB, and the Carl Huschener Memorial Hospital, KHMH, traveled to Miramar, Florida this past week, where they met with counterparts from several leading U.S. medical institutions to gather insight from schools that have successfully navigated the accreditation process. The roundtable discussion brought together representatives from Florida International University's Herbert Wertheim College of Medicine, the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine, Larkin University, and the FVI School of Nursing and Technology. Discussions focus on accreditation standard, curriculum innovation, student success strategies, and sustainable funding models for medical education. UB's Dean of Medicine, Dr. Lisa Johnston, says the Miramar Roundtable provided invaluable guidance as the school prepares to complete its submission to the CAAMHP and works toward regional and international recognition.
We're very grateful for the opportunity to talk to the school's that were gathered there, some of them are quite young in medical school parlance. So they can most understand the pains that we're going through. So we're looking for best practices, we're looking for lessons learned, the forms, the database forms that we have to fill out, the policies and procedures that we need to create. A lot of it is pulled from the American accreditation body for medical education, the LCME. And so there are a lot of things that we are doing and preparing that directly relate to what they have to do. And so talking to them about their experiences. Accreditation is so important for us as a marker of achievement of what we can do when we do things to the standard it should be done, in the way it should be done, by the people who should be doing it.
According to Dr. Johnson, the Florida visit was also an opportunity to build relationships that will support the continued expansion of the medical school. She says the university is actively pursuing partnerships with educational institutions, philanthropic organizations, and members of the Belizean diaspora to help fund scholarships, research, and future infrastructure.
We are also looking at other ways to attract funding, including from non-Belizean students wanting to come to our medical school. And once we achieve our provisional accreditation, then we can start to market not only to international students, but it will prove to both within Belize and outside of Belize that we are eminently capable of doing international standard medical education, and it will be done largely by Belizeans.
The roundtable was organized by Belizean American Desiree Young, who works closely with the Belize Committee in Miramar and serves in leadership role with the Belize American Chamber of Commerce. Young says bringing together Belizean stakeholders and respected U.S. medical institutions created an important opportunity to strengthen international partnerships that will benefit Belize's growing medical education sector. Love News sat down with Young prior to the roundtable event, where she spoke on the thought process behind this event.
Because Belize is such a, the University of Belize is such a young institution, it's great to learn from others and how well things have been done. And you may say, but these are institutions in the United States. However, the alignment for accreditation, when it comes to curriculum, when it comes to standardization, and when it comes to residency, is the same as the CCMAHP, which the University of Belize is currently actively going after, is aligned with that accreditation. It's important that Belize become this hub where it attracts a lot of foreign students to come to Belize and study in Belize and attract very strong faculty, because we need that. We need the strength in the faculty expertise and research and knowledge so that we can help grow and expand the institution. It is very important in order to compete, in order to establish that credibility, not just locally in Belize and across the Caribbean, but also across the world. We can become that international institution for many. With the delegation from Belize, we also have the Dean of the University of Belize Medical School, Dr. Johnson, as well as Dr. Renee Nunes will be here. And we have the CEO of KHMH, and we have the director, Dr. Swan, that's here as well.
UB's medical program offers a Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery degree, equivalent to those awarded by the University of the West Indies and the University of Guyana. Students complete the program over 5 years through a partnership between the University of Belize and the Karl Huchener Memorial Hospital, spending their first 2 years in preclinical studies at UB's Belmopan campus before undertaking 3 years of clinical training at KHMH. The University of Belize School of Medicine officially opened in September 2024 and has already welcomed 2 cohorts of students, with a third expected to begin later this year. Belizeans living in South Florida no longer had to travel home to access essential government services this past weekend, as the Immigration Department and the Vital Statistics Unit brought a 3-day mobile service hub directly to the diaspora. The outreach initiative began on Thursday, July 9 at the Miramar Town Hall, but organizers later relocated operations to the Home 2 Suites by Hilton in the city of Weston after encountering technical limitations at the original venue. Despite the move, the exercise continued uninterrupted, allowing Belizeans from Miramar and surrounding communities to obtain passports, nationality documents, and birth certificates. Leading the delegation was Director of Passports, Dana Blades, who said the initiative not only made government services more accessible to Belizeans abroad, but also provided valuable experience for her team. Director Blades noted that before the delegation even arrived in Florida, nearly 250 appointments had already been booked through the online portal, with additional walk-in clients also expected throughout the 3-day exercise.
So yesterday we did have a little bit of technical difficulties, but we were able to overcome it later in the evening. So everyone that came yesterday were able to access our service. So today we are expecting that we will have a much smoother flow. We already have persons outside lining up and waiting for us. We're anticipating about 90 appointments for today.
Okay, what about walk-ins? You're seeing a lot of that?
Yes, we're seeing a lot of walk-ins. I guess it's the Belizean culture. We do put appointments out there, but some still prefer to do the walk-in. I guess they're waiting to hear to make sure that it is going to happen and how efficient it is. And once the word gets out there, everybody starts coming. Do know that if you come, we're not going to leave until the last person has been attended to, even if it takes us until the night. We continue the same services, passport and nationality, today and tomorrow. So as they're coming in, we will log them in because we want to know who all have access to our services. If you're doing the passport services, you'll be directed to passport, you pay, you take your biometrics for nationality, then we start the application process. And then you pay.
All right.
And leave happy.
Supporting the operation was Immigration Department IT Manager Rudolfo Ball, who was responsible for ensuring the technology behind the mobile service functioned seamlessly. Ball said his role was to address any technical issues, install the necessary systems, and ensure security connectivity so that applications could be processed just as efficiently as they are in Belize.
So what we entail is a whole data capture system, taking of the photos, fingerprints, taking a face and picture, and also doing a signature of the applicant. Okay. So what we have to do here is that we have to establish a connection back to Belize, a secure connection. This is our passport system. So we have to be very careful where we connect and how we connect. Okay, so that's our main objective here, to that connection to Belmopan.
So you have a remote access, being out here, you have remote access to the database in Belize?
Yes, we have a live connection back to Belize because we have to see your previous applications as well, and we have to capture all your data. So as we enter it, Belize is actually seeing what we are doing as well. It takes a couple of days back in Belize. We have to test equipment, we have to wait for the travel, we have to pack it securely, and then once we reach here, we have to test the connections back to Belize as well. So it's a couple of days of preparing and at least a day here for us to make sure that we test equipment, make connection to Belize again, and everything's working securely. Very important. There has to be very secure connection. We do it in Belize and we also do it overseas. I will take it easily. We have done at least 15 to 20 hubs already. This is just one more in the list of hubs. We did one also in a remote area in Peru as well.
Where?
In Peru. We have a large Mennonite community there. We have assisted them as well. So we've done in Mexico City as well. So it's not unique to the US. And in Belize we have done several remote villages as well.
What has been the most challenging thing you have ever encountered on all of these trips when it comes to the technical aspect of it?
Actually, it's on this trip.
On this trip? Okay, so we...
Yes. Yeah, we had a challenge on this trip that we were not able to make it work where we were. There are too many secure layers that we have to work with, and we had to find a different location. So this was the most challenging one.
But we're up and running.
We are up and running. We make it work. That's right. That's the job.
The outreach also featured officers from the Vital Statistics Unit, allowing applicants to access multiple government services in one location without having to travel to Belize. Two Belizean women, Penny Casasola and Sandra Usher, who accessed the services, praised the professionalism of the staff and welcomed the government's decision to bring these services directly to the community.
My passport, I had put in for it, and when I put in for it, they took it and sent it to Belize. So they said that I have to go home to get back my passport because my father didn't sign my my certificate with the name in the right place.
Oh.
So because of that, they were telling me that I have to go home and I have to do this and I have to do that. There are a whole lot of things. So I bought a plane ticket to go the 20th to go take care of it because I need my passport. And Penny called me and told me, yes, you want your passport, you better go down there. I said, well, come on, let's go with me. So we came, and I was shocked.
What were you shocked about?
Because the passport, I mean, everything taken care of. Everything. You guys did a wonderful job. I can't thank you guys enough.
How long did the process take for you?
Well,
We got here about 11 o'clock.
It take a little while. It take a little while because we didn't had everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to run to Walgreens to get the pictures. Then I had to come and talk to this one and talk to the other one. And then it was crowded.
Okay.
So it take a little while, but the little while worth waiting. I was shocked. I came out here and I told Penny, I said, everything is done. Thank you, God.
Glory, hallelujah.
Yes.
And your customer service?
Everything is excellent. You people are wonderful.
Yes, this is a
Whoever
wonderful
put
idea.
this together, I praise them to the max.
The services offered included passport applications for $250, replacement of lost passports for $300, nationality certificates for $150, and replacement nationality certificates for $200. A public lecture at Galen University this evening is set to shed new light on the lives and family connections of the ancient Maya through the use of cutting-edge DNA research. The event, titled The Ancient Maya Kinship Project, Ancient DNA, Family Relationships and the Classic Maya, forms part of Galen University's archaeology lecture series and brings together internationally recognized experts in archaeology and evolutionary anthropology. The lecture will explore how ancient DNA is transforming researchers' understanding of the Maya civilization. By analyzing the remains of more than 250 ancient Maya individuals, scientists have been able to uncover family relationships, marriage patterns, and political alliances across several important archaeological sites, including Aktunkan, Baking Pot, Kahalpech, Lower Dover, and Zonantonich. The panel features Dr. Christina Wariner of Harvard University, Dr. John Walden of Galen University, Dr. Selina Karlhoff, and Dr. Rodrigo Barquera, both of the Max Planck Institute for Evolutionary Anthropology. Their findings are expected to provide new insights into how ancient Maya communities were organized and how kinship shaped political and social life during the classic Maya period. The lecture began at 6:30 this evening at Galen University on the George Price Highway in the Cayo district and runs until 8 p.m. Organizers say the event is open to the public with complimentary transportation available from San Antonio Village in Cayo and San Ignacio for those who reserve a seat in advance. Social activist Jeremy Enriquez says a recent ruling by the Caribbean Court of Justice has cleared several procedural hurdles that had delayed his constitutional challenge to Belize's electoral redistricting process. Speaking yesterday, Enriquez said the regional court ruled in his favor on two key issues while directing that a third matter be returned to the High Court. According to Enriquez, the CCJ overturned an order requiring his attorney to pay a portion of the state's legal costs, commonly referred to as wasted costs. He contended that the order was unfair and had the effect of discouraging the legal challenge from proceeding. Enriquez also said the CCJ rejected arguments that his appeal had not been properly filed because the appeal order had allegedly not been perfected. He explained that the court found the order had in fact been properly signed and sealed, allowing the appeal to proceed. On a third issue involving an application seeking the recusal of Justice Honduras on grounds of alleged bias, Enriquez said the CCJ ruled that the matter should be remitted to the High Court for determination. With those procedural matters now resolved, Enriquez says he intends to move ahead with his appeal of Justice Honduras' ruling on the redistricting case, arguing that the legal barriers preventing the appeal from advancing have now been removed. The CCJ's decision means the constitutional challenge will continue before the Belize courts. The development comes just days after Enriquez also announced that he has filed a separate constitutional claim against the government over the continued vacancy in the office of the ombudsman, arguing that the prolonged absence of an ombudsman undermines citizens' access to an important constitutional safeguard. Some parts of Belize experienced power outages yesterday after Belize Electricity Limited, BEL, was forced to implement a load-shedding exercise following a warning from Mexico's Comisión Federal de Electricidad, or CFE, that electricity exports to Belize could be curtailed because of high demand on the Mexican grid. In a customer notice, BEL explained that the controlled outages were necessary to maintain the stability of the national electricity system and prevent a wider collapse of the grid. The company noted that any future load-shedding schedule will remain tentative and may change quickly depending on electricity demand and available generation. The development comes as communities in Mexico's Bacalar municipality continue to grapple with repeated power failures. Earlier yesterday, frustrated residents blocked the main highway in Mexico for nearly 5 hours in protest, demanding a lasting solution to the outages. Although the road has since been reopened, residents reportedly warned they could stage further demonstrations if the problem persists. While there is no indication that the Bacalar outages directly affected Belize, the situation underscores the country's continued reliance on imported electricity from CFE. The possibility of power outages was something BEL had already been preparing for. During an interview with Love News on June 10, Executive Chairman Lin Yang said the utility was taking steps to ensure the country could withstand both potential supply interruptions from Mexico and reduce hydroelectric generation if dry conditions persist.
All indications are that it tends to bring drought with it. So how serious it will be, we are not sure, but what Hydro Belize and BEL has been working together to try to conserve as much water. So at this point in time, we have the amount of water that we normally need for this point of the year. But if the rains don't happen the way they normally happen in the latter half of the year, then we could face some issues. We also are concerned about issues from CFE. So what BEL did is we applied to the PUC to put in emergency generation. So as we speak, we've already prepared a spot at Westlake, that's mile 8, and we have 24 megawatts of emergency generation coming in. These are mobile units that will be set up there to cover us in the event that CFE has issues or that if we have a drought, so that we avoid having rolling blackouts. It's one of these things in the industry that you think hard about because it's going to cost us extra money, and already we're bleeding, right? It's going to cost us about $4 million a month to have that extra generation in place. But two things. One is that when CFE prices go high, we can turn it on and avoid that cost from CFE. And B, if CFE says it can't generate, then we don't have to have blackouts. We have it. So it's one of those things that you're paying for. It's kind of like insurance. You're paying for it, but you hope you don't need it. But you realize that there's a very high chance that you might need it because there's CFE and there's a drought that could come. And there is also climate change where the months are getting hotter and we have these months where people's bills go through the roof. But you have to supply the power.
Young explained that BEL has already prepared a site at Westlake near Mile 8 on the George Price Highway, where a 24-megawatt mobile generation unit will be installed. The backup generation is intended to provide electricity if CFE cannot meet Belize's import needs or if prolonged dry weather significantly reduces hydroelectric production. While the emergency generation could cost the utility as much as $4 million per month to operate, Young said the investment is necessary to help avoid widespread blackouts and ensure a reliable electricity supply during periods of heightened risk. Members of Belize Garifuna community took to the streets of Belize City this morning in a peaceful demonstration calling for justice for the Garifuna people of San Juan, Honduras. Organized by the National Garifuna Council, the rally brought together supporters from across the country outside the Honduran embassy, where participants called on Honduran authorities to respect an international court ruling recognizing the community's ancestral land rights. The demonstration comes amid renewed concerns following reports of a recent eviction operation that left several people injured and Garifuna leaders detained. Reporter Zaina Augustine has the story.
Garifuna flags, placards, and chants for justice filled St. John Street this morning as members of the National Garifuna Council and supporters gathered outside the Honduran embassy in a peaceful show of solidarity. The demonstration drew participants from communities across the country, including Dangriga, Georgetown, St. Bite, and Placencia. Among those standing in solidarity was Belize City Council Alan Pollard, who says his presence was not about his political office, but about supporting the Garifuna people of San Juan, Honduras as a fellow Belizean.
It's very important today, especially for us as Belizeans, being here and showing our solidarity and ensuring that we show that cross-border support for our friends in Honduras. I think it's a very proud moment for me as a Belizean. And I love the culture, I love the community, and I love the Garifuna people. And if we say we love the Garifuna people, then we can't just be there in the joyful moments and the moments of celebration, but the moments of oppression and challenging times as well. So it's important that we're here.
The demonstration is connected to the ongoing concerns raised by the Garifuna community of San Juan, Honduras over the protection of their ancestral lands and the right of their people. The Garifuna people have a deep historical connection to both Honduras and Belize, with communities established along the Caribbean coast for generations. In Honduras, Garifuna communities have continued to advocate for the recognition and protection of their ancestral territories, which they say are closely tied to their cultural identity, traditions, and way of life. Over the years, concerns have been raised about land disputes, outside development pressures, and threats that could impact communities that have occupied these lands for generations. Assistant Treasurer of the National Garifuna Council, Ifashna Efunyemi, says the issue facing the Garifuna community in San Juan stems from a long history of efforts to protect their ancestral lands, which have increasingly came under pressure from land disputes.
Garinago, a part of what is Garifuna Dual is I for you and you for me. That is our ideology as a people. And so what happens to any one of us happens to all of us, essentially. That is our fundamental principle as a people. And so we are joining with them to show that they are not alone. And these are our relatives. These are people that we are connected to by DNA. We had many Garinago who fled from that very community back in 1937 as a result of a massacre by the government, right? And so this threat, when we saw the videos coming out of San Juan last week, you saw military, very strong and aggressive military presence in San Juan. And all our people could do was lift up their phones. That was all they had in their defense, is letting the world know what they were facing. different from what happened in 1937, and maybe that's why what happened in 1937 did not repeat itself last week, because our people lifted up their phones. And so every video that we see, every reel, every live is showing us, hey, the military, the police, they're coming here by force to take us from lands that we have been occupying for generations. This is not like Garinagu came and squatted on these lands. These are lands that our ancestors are buried on. We can say our grandmother, great-grandmothers were born on those lands, and we developed those lands and we protected those lands. And now, because of commercial interest, because of capitalism, these lands are now the target of investment and development.
Following the demonstration, the executives of the National Garifuna Council met with Honduran Ambassador Carmen Nieda inside the embassy, where they presented their concerns and appealed for greater attention to the situation facing the Garifuna community in San Juan. The demonstration was meant to raise awareness of the challenges facing the Garifuna people and to reaffirm the long-standing historical ties between Garifuna communities in Belize and Honduras. President of the National Garifuna Council, Alex Nolberta, says today's demonstration sends a clear message that Belize's Garifuna community stands with its brothers and sisters across the border.
We cannot allow the government, whether it's in Honduras, Guatemala, Nicaragua, wherever we have our Garifuna communities, to take advantage of our people and to trample on their human rights. So that is why we are standing in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in Honduras. So that's a letter that we wrote to the ambassador to present to the president of Honduras, expressing our discontent with what is taking place, reminding him that we do not want history to repeat itself, and also imploring on him to respect the rule of law, to respect the conventions that have been passed that protect our rights, our traditional spaces, and to alert him that Belize is paying attention and the international community is paying attention. So it is in their best interest to do what is proper.
Following the meeting, members of the council expressed hope that their actions will be conveyed to the Honduran government while reaffirming the commitment to advocating for the protection of Garifuna ancestral lands and the right of the people of San Juan. This is Zaina Augustine reporting for Love News.
31-year-old Shaquille Pereira will spend at least the next 3 decades behind bars after being sentenced today for the 2023 Christmas Eve murder of Darnell Puerto and the attempted murder of Javon Ramclam. Justice Nigel Pilgrim imposed a life sentence for the murder, with the possibility of parole after Pereira serves a minimum of 30 years. He was also sentenced to 17 years for the attempted murder of Ramclam, with both sentences ordered to run concurrently and backdated to December 28, 2023, when Pereira was first remanded into custody. In handing down the sentence, Justice Pilgrim said he was guided by the need to impose a just and appropriate punishment, taking into account the legal framework, the aggravating and mitigating factors, as well as Pereira's period of pretrial detention. The judge noted that while he considered imposing a fixed-term sentence, he ultimately concluded that a life sentence was warranted, particularly because the murder was committed in a public setting and involved the use of an illegal firearm. Justice Pilgrim said the court also had a duty to send a strong message that firearm-related violence would attract severe consequences. The court found several aggravating factors. The attack occurred at the home of Javon Ramclam, while he and Puerto were socializing during a Christmas gathering. Justice Pilgrim said Pereira violated the sanctity of the home and that the attack demonstrated planning as he arrived armed and opened fire. He also pointed to Pereira's previous convictions for robbery and firearm-related offenses, which increased the seriousness of the case. The judge also considered the impact on the victims and their family. In a victim impact statement, Ramclam described enduring sleepless nights, chronic pain from being shot 4 times, and an inability to perform physical work, and an ongoing fear for his safety. The mother of the Ramclam family also told the court that Puerto had been like a son to her and that his death had deeply affected the family. Justice Pilgrim initially arrived at a sentence equivalent to 32 years because of the aggravating factors. However, he reduced that by 3 years after considering Pereira's good behavior while on remand, the testimony of his mother and sister during mitigation, and evidence that he had been abandoned by his father and raised by his grandmother. Even with those deductions, the court ordered that Pereira must serve a minimum of 30 years before becoming eligible for parole. Justice Pilgrim declined to order the sentences to run consecutively, finding that both offenses arose from the same course of conduct. He concluded that the concurrent sentences appropriately reflected the horror Pereira unleashed on the Ramclam family. Pereira was convicted on June 5 following a judge-alone trial. In delivering the guilty verdict, Justice Pilgrim found the prosecution's key witness, surviving victim Jevon Ramclam, to be credible, honest, and reliable. Ramclam testified that he and Puerto were at his Mascal Street home on Christmas Eve 2023 when Pereira approached and opened fire. He told the court he had an unobstructed view of the gunman for up to 30 seconds under a nearby streetlight and positively identified Pereira as the shooter. Ramclam also testified that he had seen Pereira several months before the attack and recognized him immediately. Pereira was represented by attorney Joanna Zuniga Stewart, while Crown Counsel Kirk Brown appeared for the prosecution. 40 students from secondary schools across Belize are preparing to board the Carnival Liberty tomorrow as part of the Belize Tourism Board's ongoing effort to expose young people to career opportunities within the tourism industry. The students will board the cruise ship at the Fort Street Tourism Village, while they will receive a first-hand look at how a major cruise vessel operates. During the visit, they are expected to meet a wide range of ship personnel, from the captain and senior officers to employees working in hospitality, technical services, and maintenance. The participating students are drawn from Nazarene High School, Edward P. York High School, Anglican Cathedral College, the Hope Resource Center, and Muffles College. The initiative is designed to help students better understand the many professions connected to cruise tourism, including navigation, engineering, food and beverage services, customer service, entertainment, and ship maintenance. It also forms part of the BTB's wider strategy to prepare the next generation of tourism professionals by giving them exposure to the industry. The student visit follows a similar initiative undertaken by the Tourism Board last November, when 5 Belizean tour operators traveled to Puerto Rico for an annual cruise conference. During that trip, the operators observed cruise ship operations and participated in seminars focused on development, standards, and opportunities within the cruise sector. BTB says these experiences are intended to strengthen Belize's tourism workforce by connecting students and industry stakeholders with practical knowledge and possible career paths. More news after this break. We'll be right back.
People, not businesses, power the economy. And they deserve to be acknowledged, appreciated, and compensated for their efforts. Because when your people are successful, so is your business. Neo People, simplify your HR and payroll needs with one powerful solution.
Commercial cleaning and products of CCP, formerly known as Carpet Care Plus, offers a wide variety of professional restorative cleaning services and products in Belize. With over 20 years of experience in the industry, our mission has always been to provide our customers with the best products and services for quality, safe, and environmentally friendly cleaning. What separates us from the rest? The services we offer. Fabric cleaning for all types of carpets, upholstery, walls, and drapes. Vehicle detailing for both the interior and exterior. Total restorative cleaning of ceramic and porcelain tiles. for floors, walls, marble, granite, limestone, travertine, clay, and more. Degreasing and polishing of the entire kitchen and all its equipment. Also custom concrete design. We are a supplier of the most cost-efficient and economically viable products when you buy our specialized super concentrated formulas, such as cleaners, disinfectants, deodorizers, and sanitizers. Additionally, we also carry professional cleaning equipment, such as mops, buckets, vacuums, doormats, and window equipment, which are very durable and practical. You can order any of our products online at www.ccpbelize.com. CCP Belize uses only trained technicians, professional commercialized equipment, and EPA certified products. Our products are 100% biodegradable. We also have certified green products, which are used by Green Globe approved companies. Visit us at 68 North Front Street, Belize City, or contact us at telephone 223-1820. Email us info@ccpbelize.com.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I heard they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, and the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Ready, set, paddle into an unforgettable showdown along the Placencia Peninsula, the Battle of the Paddles 2026. On Sunday, August 2nd, the tranquil southern waters erupt with excitement as paddles are put to water in one of Belize's most unique water sport competitions. Starting at 8 a.m., competitors take part in one of 4 incredible races. A challenging 20-mile canoe race and a 10-mile sea kayak race through the Placencia Lagoon, alongside a dynamic 3.5-mile sit-on-top kayak race and a 1.7-mile paddleboard race around Placencia Key, all starting and finishing at the Placencia Municipal Dock. Feel the excitement as every stroke transforms the Placencia waters into the ultimate water sport battleground. Battle of the Paddles 2026, Sunday, August 2nd.
Partners for Battle of the Paddles are Barefoot Services, Crocodile Research Coalition, the Placencia Village Council, World Wildlife Fund. Sponsors are Sandy Cove BZ Tours, the Belize Tourism Board, Umaya Resort, Blue Reef Beach and Marina, Southern Environment Association, Hidden Valley Wilderness Lodge, Reiki and Island Resort, Caves Branch Adventure and Jungle Lodge, Miramar Suites, a Belizean Nirvana, Gecko Property Management, Top Value Supermarket, Maya World Destinations, Captain Jack's, Belsin Decorative Concrete Solutions, Seahorse Dive Shop, and Love FM.
Back to School 2026 with the Angelus Press is here, and this year is bigger and better. We're talking unbelievable deals all summer long. Starting June 15, stock up on all your school essentials.
New notebooks, check. Fresh backpacks, check. Prices that make you smile, double check.
Mommy, I want my new Samsonite backpack.
That's right. Samsonite still offers a sweet 1-year warranty. And hey, you even get a free merch with purchase while supplies last. Stay in the loop by following the Angelus Press on social media. Every Friday during our back-to-school season, look out for our jaw-dropping, this the for real deals.
So before you shop, make sure you follow
the Angelus Press, your back-to-school headquarters all summer long. The Angelus Press and the Love Foundation, transforming lives with love.
The city of Miramar, Florida officially proclaimed July 11 as Belize Day, marking a historic first for the South Florida municipality and celebrating the strong cultural and diplomatic ties between Belize and the United States. The proclamation was presented by Miramar Mayor Wayne Messam to Belize City Belize City Councillor Kaya Katus during a vibrant community celebration that brought together hundreds of Belizeans and friends of Belize living in South Florida. The event featured Belizean cultural displays, traditional cuisine, and a live performance by renowned Belizean entertainer Chico Ramos, showcasing the country's rich heritage while strengthening the sister city relationship between Miramar and Belize City. The celebration also coincided with a Government of Belize outreach initiative, as the Immigration Department and Vital Statistics Unit established a mobile service hub to provide essential services to members of the Belizean diaspora. Throughout the three-day initiative, Belizeans were able to apply for passports, secure birth and marriage certificates, and access a range of nationality-related services without having to travel home. Solicitor General Elisa Montalvo described the proclamation as a significant milestone in strengthening Belize's relationship with its diaspora and acknowledged the importance of maintaining close ties with Belizeans living overseas.
We're happy to bring a part of who we are in Belize here to Florida, and I'm happy to see so many Belizeans in one room as well, away from home. So it's just a little hello to you and to say thank you for hosting us today.
I'd just like to say that I'm very happy to be here. On behalf of the Belize City Council, I'm here representing His Worship Mayor Bernard Wagner and the entire Belize City Council. And have a great event. We'll see the formalities for tomorrow.
Belize City Councillor Kaya Katus, who accepted the proclamation on behalf of Belize City, said the designation of Belize Day reflects the deep friendship that was developed between the municipalities. The inaugural Belize Day celebration was spearheaded by a local organizing committee working alongside officials from both Belize and the city of Miramar. One of the lead organizers, Belizean American community leader Desiree Young, said months of planning went into ensuring the event highlighted the best of Belize through music, food, culture, and public engagement.
This is kind of like a, merging of communities. It's both building trust in the community when it comes to cultural awareness and embracement. And so they will be addressing everyone that attends. And then we also have the Belize delegation that has, Ambassador Mendez, and we have from the Attorney General's office, and they will have an opportunity also to address the community, which is great. So that this is where, families and friends can learn. We're there, like for some of us who live here and have kids here and were born and raised, they learn about Belize and understanding the traditions and so forth, as well as having some of our major sponsors. They will be also addressing everyone there as well. So it was very important that they have a moment to do that because they're taking the time out and, really committing to this purpose, which then leads me to the other section that, the purpose driven. When we come together like this, it's great to have fun and music and dancing and drinking and eating, because, Belizean like eat. But it's also important where there is a real drive behind it. Having a purpose in any initiative is key, especially when it's focused on education, when it's focused on healthcare, when it's focused on STEM and technology.
Organizers say the proclamation establishes Belize Day as an annual tradition in Miramar, Florida. This, they say, would further strengthen the bond between the two cities to celebrate Belizean identity and connect the diaspora with services and opportunities. Belize has reaffirmed its support for the people of Venezuela following the recent earthquakes that impacted the South American nation. The commitment was underscored today during a courtesy meeting between Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Oscar Arnold, and Venezuela's ambassador to Belize and Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, His Excellency Gerardo Argote. The meeting provided an opportunity for both sides to discuss ways to further strengthen the long-standing relationship between Belize and Venezuela. Areas of cooperation highlighted included culture, technology, and capacity building, as both countries continue to explore avenues for deeper bilateral engagement. During the discussions, CEO Arnold extended Belize's heartfelt condolences to the government and people of Venezuela for the lives lost as a result of the recent earthquakes. He also reaffirmed Belize's commitment to supporting ongoing recovery efforts, including assistance aimed at restoring Venezuela's electricity infrastructure. Ambassador Gerardo Argote expressed appreciation to the government and people of Belize for the assistance provided in the wake of the disaster. He thanked Belize for its continued friendship and solidarity, noting that the support extended by Belize and the wider international community has been meaningful as Venezuela works to recover. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says the meeting also reaffirmed both countries' commitment to maintaining strong diplomatic ties, while Belize continues to support humanitarian efforts and regional solidarity in times of crisis. Love Live at 6 continues after this break. We'll be right back. If this is an emergency situation, please call 911 right away for immediate assistance. Do not use the Crime Stoppers program in an emergency situation. Do you have information about a crime or a fugitive in our community? You can submit a tip anonymously with your smartphone. Using this program in safeguarding our community also protects your identity, keeping you out of the court system, and could earn you a cash reward. Here is how it works. Download the free P3 Tips app from the Apple Store or Android Market. P3 is the provider of our secure anonymous tip collecting software. Open the app and create a PIN, but be sure to remember that number, then select your location. Next, select the type of crime. When submitting a tip, be as specific as possible. Remember, the more information you give the officers, the more likely it is that we will be able to identify the suspect or confirm a crime has taken place. This ultimately helps when making arrests. Information leading to an arrest can earn you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Never put yourself in danger to gather information. However, if you have a picture, video, or audio that will help officers, you can upload them from your phone. Once you click Submit Tip, P3 will ask to send you notifications. You choose what's right for you. Once your tip is submitted, you'll be given a tip ID and password. Keep that info safe as you'll need it to check the status of your tip. Using the app, simply log back in using the PIN you created when you first opened it. Check back if your tip leads to an arrest. You'll be told how much you were rewarded and how to anonymously collect your cash.
I know I believe, John. Of course, I will make sure the place clean, especially the places there where we treasure.
Of course, I have a bag for my garbage in my car.
I know a Belizean. Of course, I believe that all of we should do for we part to protect the environment.
I don't believe in. Of course, I teach my picnic from small enough to throw garbage on the ground.
I don't believe in. Of course, on and off the court. We unite as a team to keep Belize clean.
As Belizeans, let's trash the habit and not the beauty.
Manholes play a critical role in keeping our sewage and drainage systems functioning properly. They allow our maintenance team to inspect, clean, and clear blockages. When covers are missing or compromised, the entire system and the public are placed at risk. Stealing or damaging manhole covers is a criminal offense and creates dangerous conditions on our streets and sidewalks. Motorists and drivers are reminded that it is an offense to park or drive on sidewalks. The weight of vehicles, large or small, can crack and dislodge manhole covers. In an ongoing effort to protect lives, property, and public infrastructure across Belize City, your Belize City Council continues its citywide manhole cover replacement program. Since the launch of this initiative, thousands of damaged or missing manhole covers have been replaced, improving safety, accessibility, and the overall appearance of our streets and sidewalks. Despite these strides, manhole covers continue to be stolen or damaged, creating serious risks for pedestrians and motorists, including severe injuries, traffic incidents, and damage to personal property. If you see a manhole cover that is broken, missing, or unsafe, report it immediately. Take a photo and share the location with us via WhatsApp at 673-9055 or by calling 227-2308. Remember, maintaining manhole covers requires a shared responsibility. Together, we can prevent accidents, protect public infrastructure, and keep Belize City safe for everyone. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
The Community Rehabilitation Department, CRD, hosted a validation workshop in Belmopan to review a new set of standard operating procedures that will guide its work in prevention, rehabilitation, court services, aftercare, and program management. The workshop brought together staff, government officials, technical experts, and development partners to ensure the new procedures reflect the best international practices while addressing the realities faced by communities across the country. The initiative received support from the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, through the PACE Justice Programme, which is funded by the European Union. In her keynote address, UNDP Inclusive Growth, Digitization and Governance Team Lead Amelin Mendez said the exercise goes beyond developing policies, stressing that it is ultimately about giving young people who come into conflict with the law an opportunity to rebuild their lives while making communities safer through rehabilitation and accountability. According to the ministry, once the standard operating procedures are finalized, they will provide clear guidance for staff across the country, helping to improve consistency in service delivery and strengthen support for children, youth, and families. Officials say the effort forms part of the government's broader work to build a more coordinated and child-sensitive justice system that emphasizes prevention, rehabilitation, and opportunities for positive change. Agri-businesses across the Caribbean, including those in Belize, are being invited to apply for an opportunity to connect with investors and expand their businesses through the Caribbean Investment Forum 2026. The initiative is being offered by the International Trade Center through its Alliances with Action program and is aimed at investment-ready companies seeking to attract financing and build new business partnerships. The forum is scheduled to take place in Bridgetown, Barbados from October 5 to 7 and will bring together investors, entrepreneurs, and policymakers from across the region. Organizers say the event will focus on sustainable agriculture, climate resilience, the green economy, digital transformation, and improvements in logistics and transportation. The program is targeting businesses operating in sectors including cocoa, the blue economy, and artisanal fisheries, roots and tubers, fruits and vegetables, and sargassum. Companies selected to participate will receive preparation training, coaching, registration for the 3-day forum, business-to-business meetings with investors, as well as accommodation and meals in accordance with United Nations rates. Applicants are expected to demonstrate that they are investment ready by providing business plans, financial information, communications material, and a commitment to completing the preparatory process ahead of the forum. The application period closes on July 19, and interested businesses are encouraged to submit an expression of interest before the deadline. Children from the Caribbean Shores, children from the Caribbean Shores constituency are enjoying a week of learning, recreation, and new experiences as this year's Caribbean Shores Summer Camp gets underway in Belize City. The camp officially opened with an exciting day of fishing at Dolphin Park, Belize, where participants had the opportunity to learn basic fishing skills, spend time outdoors, and build new friendships. For many of the children, it was their first time casting a fishing line, making the experience both educational and memorable. The initiative is being supported by the area representative for Caribbean Shores, Minister Karim Musa, as part of his continued community outreach aimed at providing positive opportunities for young people during the summer break. Justice of the Peace Natasha Pipersberg, one of the organizers, described the opening day as a tremendous success, highlighting the enthusiasm shown by the campers throughout the activities. Organizers also expressed appreciation to the volunteers, parents, and supporters whose contributions helped ensure the camp got off to a strong start. The Caribbean Shores Summer Camp will continue throughout the week with a variety of educational, recreational, and team-building activities designed to keep children engaged while promoting confidence, cooperation, and personal development during their school vacation. 43 young people are gaining hands-on experience through a week-long youth summer camp currently being held at the Agriculture and Natural Resource Institute, ANRI, in Hope Creek Village, Stan Creek District. The camp is designed to introduce participants to agriculture and natural resource management while equipping them with practical skills in crop production, livestock, and other aspects of modern farming. The initiative comes as Belize continues to encourage greater youth participation in the agricultural sector, which remains one of the country's key economic industries, contributing to food security, employment, and rural development. Organizers hope the program will inspire participants to view agriculture not only as a means of producing food, but also as a viable career and business opportunity. Extension Officer Bernadette Cobb spoke with our Dangriga correspondent Harry Arzu about the camp and the importance of exposing young people to this industry at an early age.
We will be doing different activities each day. Yesterday we had an activity when it comes to horticulture. The youths had an opportunity to transplant some seedlings. They were taught how to sow a seed. Today we're focusing on livestock. When it comes to, of course, one of the major outbreaks we're having presently in the country is New World Screwworm. So we'll be discussing about that with the students and the youth, of course. Apart from that, we have scheduled beekeeping training tomorrow, where they will be being exposed to different activities within the beekeeping. Thursday will be more agro-processing. The youth will be involved when it comes to hands-on practice in making food for consumption, and then Friday we'll wrap up with aquaculture. All the days it's a half-day program where the youths engage in different activities. The main objective of all this is so that we can be able to have the youths involved at least a week, so that they can have in mind what it is to become, what is agriculture actually. The importance of it when it comes to food production, the importance of being sustainable, especially that, the youths can always come along and do a little sustainable farming practice at our backyard. When it comes to sowing a seed, transplanting, so these are things that the youths can work on a daily basis.
The week-long program is expected to conclude this Friday with participants showcasing what they have learned through a series of practical demonstrations. And this concludes Love Live at 6 for tonight. We want to invite you to join us again tomorrow evening for another live, updated, televised news broadcast. Up next, we take a look at the latest in weather news.
Good evening. Showers and thunderstorms affected most areas of the country this afternoon and evening as a tropical wave approaches. Moist and unstable conditions are expected to continue tonight and tomorrow. The forecast is for mostly cloudy skies tonight and tomorrow. Some showers and a few thunderstorms are likely to continue, especially over central and southern areas tonight, then increase over most areas tomorrow. Overnight temperatures are expected to be about 81 Fahrenheit near the coast, 73 Fahrenheit inland, and 67 Fahrenheit up in the hills. Tomorrow, highs are expected to reach about 86 Fahrenheit along the coast, 90 Fahrenheit inland, and 77 Fahrenheit in the hills. Winds are from the east to northeast at about 10 to 20 knots, producing choppy sea conditions. Gusty winds and rough seas are possible near heavy showers and thunderstorms. Therefore, operators of small craft should exercise caution. The high tide will occur at 2 minutes to 11 tonight, and low tide will be at 3:47 tomorrow morning. The moon will set at 7 minutes after 7 tonight, and the sun will rise at 5:26 tomorrow morning. In the outlook, a few showers and thunderstorms are likely to continue affecting central and southern areas on Wednesday night. Then showers and thunderstorms are expected to be isolated, except for a few more over the south on Thursday. There is an excessive rainfall watch in effect. Rainfall of about 2 to 4 inches or more is possible, especially over southern districts during the next 24 to 36 hours. Therefore, residents should monitor the weather situation and contact the hydrology unit or NEMO for any information on flooding. In the tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone formation is not expected over our region during the next 48 hours. And in the sargassum forecast, there is a high chance that more sargassum mats will affect beaches across the country during the coming days. And that concludes this evening's weather report and forecast produced at the National Meteorological Service. More information is available on our website at nms.gov.bz and on the Belize Weather app.